Hello guys, in this video I'll be helping you with the note making. That means this is something which is directly going to help you in the exam in terms of revision, in terms of retention, in terms of reproduction, because ultimately that's what required when it comes to exam, right? See, I've seen many students who spend hours in making notes, and they buy expensive books and then use different colored pens, and it looks so beautiful, but when the exam comes those notes are not actually useful. See, the problem is not with the note making, the problem is making the wrong notes. A good UPSC note is not the one which looks attractive. It's like something which is going to help you to answer in the examination. That is what I told you in the beginning itself. That's something which should help you in revision, retention, and reproduction. So let's try to understand how you make notes in the right way. Now, see, the first question before making any notes is very simple. Why are you studying that particular topic? So never prepare any topic randomly. This is what I tell even when I teach a topic also. Now, even when I'm asking you to prepare notes also, this is the same point that I want to discuss. Why are you studying that topic? And you never prepare any topic randomly, or you are not going to prepare any topic in isolation also. So there is nothing which is a random preparation when it comes to UPSC. Every topic should satisfy some condition, at least three conditions. First, it should be directly linked to the syllabus, right? Or it should be linked to something which is connected to the syllabus, right? It should be linked with the syllabus. So let's say paper 2, one topic, it is directly linked with the syllabus, and one topic you see which is connected to that I can say. The second one, it should be supported by the current affair or the recent development, because current events is a part of syllabus, right? Or thirdly, I would say it should have relevance from previous year questions or important government reports. So these are the three criteria that you are looking at when you're preparing notes, and only then you should spend time in making notes on that particular area or that particular topic. Now, the second principle is, one source is never enough. When you're preparing the notes, most of the students either depend on, the textbook or only the current affair. But when I talk about high quality UPSC notes, that basically combine information from multiple authentic sources. For example, if you're studying agriculture, don't just depend on one book, right? So take a basic concept from your standard sources and then enrich it using economic survey, and add recent newspaper developments which you read every day, and include the various committee recommendation, include important reports, and finally add the relevant government initiative also. So now you are not as perfect, right? That becomes exam ready. Now, one more, the third principle that I would say is something that in fact most of the students completely ignore, that you need to think before you read. See, whenever you start a topic, don't immediately open the book. Spend 5 minutes asking yourself few questions. So this is the topic that I want to read, right? Now, you know the purpose of that particular topic, right? Why I'm reading this topic, why I'm going to make this topic is already clear. Now you need to ask yourself why this topic is important, what problems exist, what are the causes, what solutions can be suggested, and what questions can UPSC ask from this particular topic. That is very simple brainstorming, and that exercise actually activate your thinking process. And instead of, now you are going to become a passive reader, you're becoming an active learner if these questions are in your mind. So once your thinking start, the entire lecture or the book, that is actually becoming more easier to understand, because you are getting the answers to the question which is already there in your mind. Right. And the next principle is that every topic should be prepared in a fixed structure that will actually ease your job also. So start with a clear definition and then understand why this topic is important. After that, what you can do is identify the major issues or challenges of that particular topic and study the government initiative which is related to the topic. And finally, you write some practical solutions, the way forward, a strong conclusion for that particular topic. So every topic should follow the same structure. If that is the case, then you have a framework, right? It will help you in your revision also. And the next important point is data. Most of the students write general statement. For example, you see, they write that productivity will increase, or income will improve, like that. When it comes a scheme or something. But what UPSC is expecting is evidence, right? So whenever you are making a note, you need to support every important point with data. So give evidence-based argument rather than simply stating an argument. So you can use statistics from the economic survey, You can use government reports and all these anyway you are reading. So it's just a matter of adding to your notes and reproducing. So you need to revise also. Niti Aayog and various committee recommendation, parliamentary standing committee reports, national sample surveys, census, periodic labor force survey, right? So reliable data, if you can give, that immediately increase the quality of your answer. Rather, instead of just argumentative in nature, your answer become evidence based. So that's the power of using this relevant data. And the next point is you have to use reports and committees, right? Committee recommendations and various reports. So whenever a committee give recommendation, don't just remember its name only. Understand what recommendation it has made and where you can use it. If you see one recommendation, there may be multiple areas where you can use that recommendation. So with the name, if you can use that, then that is again going to add value to your answer. Similarly, government schemes, that should not be simply memorized. You need to understand why scheme was launched and which problem is it trying to solve. And when you think in that way, that actually makes your answer more analytical rather than descriptive. So it is much, much better than a rote memorization, right? And another important thing that I want to tell you is the use of keywords. Whenever you read newspaper or reports, what you need to do is identify the important new concepts, right? And these keywords that should trigger your points also, and these keywords become very direct if you see the UPSC questions also and in your answer also. So whenever you find such keywords, right, you need to note down its meaning in one line and understand the concept behind it. So once you've done that, then you won't forget it also because you're revising it. So you may see the same keyword repeating in UPSC answer. Otherwise, you may get confused at that point of time. And these keywords you can use in your answer also, and that will be a very good value addition, right? That also will help you to build that conceptual clarity which is required. And the next principle that I would say is making enriched notes. A normal note that contain the basic information. When I say enriched note, that contain information plus analysis. And what UPSC required, it is more of analysis than information. What you are going to do with the information. So every page, if you see, I told you there is a standard structure. It should have a definition, it should have data on that, it should have current affair, it should have examples, it should have committee recommendation, and there should be government initiatives on that and challenges on that, various solutions to that challenges and important keywords and value addition. When all these are available in just one page on one particular topic, that revision becomes extremely effective and easy for you. And that's why I told you that is the kind of note making that will help you in revising your retention and your reproduction, so that you can glance through that. And when you see those keywords, answer and the topic will trigger in your mind very easily. Right now, very important, another point, that is diagram. Let's discuss about diagrams, right? If possible, you can use block diagrams, you can draw Venn diagrams, you can do tree diagram, whatever. Even if you get a geography related question, simply draw India map or world map and explain things. So that will be a value addition. You may get 0.5 mark, and that 0.5 marks which is accumulated, in fact, that can contribute to 60-70 mark, and that decide your rank also, right? So many students think diagrams are optional. It's not. I don't agree, and it's not the case, right? A simple flowchart that can explain an entire answer within seconds. So whenever possible, convert the long paragraphs into diagrams. It can be cause and effect diagrams. It can be flowchart, simple flowchart. It can be cycles. It can be value chains which you can show. It can be input-output models. If you don't know, you ask me, I'll tell you that in the next sessions, right? So stakeholder diagrams. So if you can do that, that will definitely improve your presentation also, and that will also help the examiner to understand your answer quickly. And another important habit, I would say, source validation. Don't write random information collected from social media or from random PDFs. Every important fact should be a credible source, right? So whenever possible, if you can remember where from you got that data or from where that data came from, right? So authenticity, if you can quote that place source, that give authenticity and that give confidence to both examiner and you. Okay, so these are the main points. And now let's finally discuss note making itself. We are making notes that should be helpful for examination, for revision, for retention and reproduction. That's the purpose. So whatever you read, that should not be reproduced as notes, right? So don't write full paragraphs. Don't copy the textbooks completely. Don't prepare 50-page notes for one topic. Write only keywords, one topic, one page. That's the criteria, right? Short points, important data, important examples, diagrams. So your notes are meant for revision. Your notes are meant for multiple revision. That will help you in retention. That should help you in reproduction when it comes to exam. It's not that you are reading another textbook, right? Next point is the point integration, right? See, or integrating different topics, right? As I told you in the beginning itself, you're not going to study any topic in isolation. There may be some topic in ethics which is connected with social issues also, that may be connected with governance also. So all these are connected topics, right? So you're never going to study any topic in isolation. You need to connect it with different subjects, different topics in different subjects, and current affair also. So connect it with government schemes also, connect it with previous year questions, and connect it with other GS papers. So the more interlinkages you build, the stronger your analytical ability also becomes. And finally, guys, remember the purpose of notes. I told you, notes are not made to impress anyone. Why you're making it? This is actually made to help you to revise quickly before the exam. So my objective when I'm making a note is, I want to be in my handwriting, my language, so that I can quickly read, I can revise, I can multiple times revise. And when I do multiple revision, I can retain things easily. The moment I see the keywords, answer will trigger in my mind, and that will help me to reproduce in the examination. So if you are not help you to revise an entire topic in minutes, and if that is actually helping you to reproduce and write a rich answer in exam, then that notes are useful, or I would say successful. But if your notes are looking beautiful, but it is not possible for you to revise easily, then they have failed its purpose only. So always remember the simple principles that I have told you. Study only the important topic, the relevant topic. You should ask yourself, why am I reading this? I've given you certain conditions, and use authentic sources and think before you read. That will help you, rather than an passive reader to an active learner. Follow a fixed structure that will help you in revising. Support every point with data. Use reports and committees. Always link it with current affair. Write keywords instead of paragraphs. And when you see the keywords, that entire topic should trigger in your mind. Use diagrams whenever possible, and keep your notes concise. It should be revision friendly, so that you can do multiple revision. It will help you in retention. It will help you in reproduction and answer writing also. And it should be answer writing oriented. So if you can consistently prepare notes in this manner, like the way I told you, the note making will go, your preparation will also go, everything goes simultaneously, your revision will also go simultaneously. And you will not only remember whatever you have read, you will also write beautiful answers, enriched answers with content, and you'll stand out from the crowd also. So this is what I want to tell you. All the best. I see you in the next video. Thank you.